Hi, Eddie.
Hello, how you doing?
Yes, I'm good. So, can you introduce yourself for my viewers? Because I know you are from Brazil, and I've been also talking with you. So, if you introduce yourself, it will be better for my viewers.
Okay, so my name is Edie. I'm from São Paulo, Brazil, and
Mhm.
I'm in the same group with Lila in
Yeah,
WhatsApp's groups, and sometimes we do some meetings in Zoom meetings or maybe here using Skype right now. And
yes,
I started to learn with this group for a few months, and now we are here to talk
yes,
about something.
yes. Thank you very much for connecting with me. Because today I have some questions relating on books and readings. So, first, my first question is that, what is your favorite books?
My favorite books, okay, I like to read about not fictional books, but books who try to teach us about the history, the behavior of the human behavior, or about the ancestrality. For example, that there is an author. It's his name is Yuval Noah Harari. He is from Israel, and he write about the old man's in the old ages, and how the civilization become what we are right now, and
Yes.
where we lived, how they act, and the connection between the old man and the new man.
Yes, there are some things. I also always like to read books, and my all-time favorite book is Wings of Fire, and the autobiography of APJ Abdul Kalam, the former president of India, and which is written also by Dr. Abdul Kalam and Arun Tiwari. So that's books is my all-time favorite books.
Okay, I think the name of the book that I told you, uh, it's Sapiens. The name. It's
Yes, Wings of Fire.
the birth of the humankind.
Yeah, it's an autobiography of our former presidents, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam's. So it's a good book, really. You maybe read it, you maybe find on Google's. So when I was starting in my collegehood, also I was reading my textbook, and also I was spending most time read on the books. So how long you spend time to read books?
Oh, in the last year, I spent less time than I have to do.
Mhm.
Uh, Maybe I don't know. I used to read right now small texts, not big books. Or the last book that I'm reading is called. Let me see the name. I forgot the name. It's about numbers and statistic. Oh my God, I forgot the name. And the principal author, he's died, but he create a website to talk about
Mhm.
numbers of the humanity, and for example diseases, the principal problems of the civilizations around the world, the division between the poor and the rich people, how those things can impact each other. I
Yes.
forgot the name. Oh my God, it's a
Okay.
big,
No
it's a
problem.
great
It's
book,
okay.
but almost I'm almost finishing him. It's about 500 pages, I think.
So,
And
how many hours are you spending to read a books in a day?
oh, maybe an hour or 30 minutes. It depends. It depends of my work and my son.
Okay. Most of the people like to read books, and they also think that books are better than watch movies. So, do you like to read books that come from the movies?
I prefer to watch the movies because it's easier than read a book.
Mhm,
In 2 hours, you can watch a movie. But of course, the book they have more details, and sometimes they
mhm.
don't reproduce with fidelity the story from the books.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I prefer don't compare because they
Yes.
are different things. The movies are made to stay in front of the TV just for 2 hours, and a book you can read and start again, or just read the same page many times just to connect with the principal idea. I used to do this. I don't know if I have a dyslexia, but sometimes when I finish the one page, I need to start again to understand what the author is talking.
Yes. And the students are also always like to read books before going to bed. I think for students at night times and in the early morning is the best time to read books because they can remember easily if whatever they will read in the morning time, in the early morning or at the night time before going to sleep. So, do you often read books before going to bed, or do you like to watch movies before going to bed?
No, I prefer to read in the early morning.
Mhm.
My mind is empty and it's clean. In in the At night I don't like because I did so many things and my mind is full, and I
Yes.
try to distract my mind, like watching movies or series or something less complicated than read a book. I like to read at night too, but small texts, like I said to you. And I used to read some news or something about one topic, for example, in using websites like the smartphone on the smartphone. I prefer to do like this.
Okay. But when I read those books, if I feel bored, I also listen some music. And while reading books, if I read music or some songs to feel better in my mind, then I read the book. So, do you like to listen music while reading a books?
Sometimes, yeah. I usually listen. I used to listen to music and read books, but just calm music, you know, not so hard than rock and roll or something like that. Of
Yeah.
course, the when do you read something, the lecture improves the brain connectivities, and I think that the same happens when do you listen to music. Increases your vocabulary and comprehension, empowers you to empathize with other people, and those things you can have when you read a book and when do you listen to music, because they have that kind of connection.
Yes. Yes. Some readers also search the suitable time to read the books, and I'm also preferring the suitable time and the comfortable time to read the books. So do you like search this time, that kind of times, in this time in the morning time or in the evening time or at the midnight? So what time is the best for you to read books?
What time I prefer to
Mhm.
read books?
Yes, what time?
I don't have one a preference to read books. I used to read when I relaxed in my bed, for example. So sometimes at night, sometimes, but I prefer to do it in the early morning, in the early hours, because, like I told you, it's better. For example, I have a son, so it's impossible to read a book with my son at home.
Yes.
So
I think he's not going to schools now.
Yes, he's going to school, but of course it's a kind of school, ludic. It's a ludic school. He
Okay.
used to play using colors, numbers, but in a let me see if the correct word, ludic. Yes, in a ludic way. I don't know
Okay.
if you know what I mean. It's not like sitting in a desk and a chair and looking to the some board. It's different. They used to play and do some things together, and in between this they are collecting informations about colors, numbers, how to divide things, how to share.
Yes, yes. I have heard a little bit about Brazilian peoples. So in Brazil, what is the famous books in Brazil?
I think that the most famous books, it's about one author. He's called Paulo Coelho,
Mhm.
and I think that's the most famous. But we have, of course, more than him, and we have the Academy. It's called Academia Brasileira de Letras. It's Brazil Letters Academy, with the some authors, and there they have some books, old books. I think that it's most famous. For example, we have one called Memórias Póstumas de Brás Cubas. It's about memories when one guy he died and he starts to tell about his history after his death. But all those books from the past, they are used to students who are going to the university and they need to pass a test. And in this test, they have to answer some questions about those books. In many universities are like this. I think in the world is it's about this, about literature, and they need to read those books. It's an obligation.
Okay. So how often do you like to read English books? Because your English is strong, as far I know, and you are speaking also very well now here in this meeting. So how much time are you reading the English books?
I
How much
need
time are you
Okay.
you for your speaking fluency?
It's curious, but I don't used to read books in English. uh,
Uh, so what do you
uh,
do to
so
speak English?
I used to read news and some newspapers like New York Times, websites from the channels like Fox News, CNN, BBC, or
Yes,
from Ireland or
yes,
UK, some news from there.
yes.
Australia, not so much. Not
Mm.
I don't think they have something that I'm reading right now. But I used to read news from usually USA or UK or Ireland and many other countries. Of course, it depends of the matter or at the topic. But I used to practice my English reading those kind of things.
Okay, okay, Adi. Thank you very much for your connecting with me because today I talk with you 10 or 12 minutes, I think. So it's an amazing talk with you. We have talked about books and reading. So you also share your knowledge, how you are reading, and how much time are you spending to read the books. So it's a pleasure of mine to talk with you. Maybe you can do another conversations in the next time if you get the
Okay.
free time. Okay. So see you
Thank
again.
you.
Bye.
See you
Thank
later.
you.
Thank you. Bye bye.